Why? Why do y'all keep doing this to me? I'm looking forward to doing a show, to talking about serious issues, to talk about things that matter, stuff that's substantive. But oh no, y'all can't get enough of this dude.
So, don't act like for once they requesting you. Who cares if it's because of me?
It's a cold open. You're not allowed to speak until I say so. Zip it. The Stephen A. Smith Show, dedicated to Nephew Josh. Coming up. Why do y'all keep doing this? Why do y'all keep requesting this dude? For what? Why? Why?
You know, I guess I shouldn't be talking on the cold opening since I'm hot.
It's not cold open now, but now you can talk.
Oh,
so the cold open. Can't talk to the cold open because you're hot.
I'm saying I'm hot.
What do you mean you're hot?
You know what they say.
Usually women call themselves hot.
I'm sorry?
Women call themselves hot, or some dudes, you know, they call the women hot. You don't hear a dude calling himself hot. You do know that, right?
Nah, you say you hot as far as like what's going on right now, not physically hot, but if you was born after the 80s, you would know what I'm talking about.
So because I'm born before the 80s, I don't know
we
anything.
don't got the same lingo. You wouldn't understand. That's why everybody's.
I wouldn't understand?
No.
Well, how come I wouldn't understand? You should have been showing me this stuff for years. If
You don't
that's
be
the
listening.
case,
You don't
I
be
don't
listening.
listen to you.
It's supposed to be Dress Down Fridays. Once again, he's looking like he's dressed like Barack, and it's just like you don't got nothing.
Don't you admire Barack?
Yeah.
Don't you look up to the former president of the United States, 44th president of the United States of America? Don't you look up to him?
Yeah, he's my second favorite president.
Who's your first?
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton is your favorite president ahead of Barack Obama?
Yeah, I mean, me and Barack got like, as far as the looks, we do stuff like that. But me and Bill Clinton is more like, what we talking about? You know where I got it from. Don't do that.
You say this stuff on camera? That's what you do?
That's the difference between me and you. I say it on camera. He living on camera.
So you have no couth, is what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say I speak and live my truth. Unlike, you know, I ain't gonna say too much. I get it from somewhere.
We got some videos.
You got some videos?
We got some videos. We got calls. We got tweets. People wanting to holler at us and stuff like that. So I said, all right, I'll bring him in and let him sit here for the show with me, as opposed to just a segment. Can you handle that? Because that takes a little while. Are you capable of sitting in that chair and giving the audience content for more than 5 minutes? Are you capable of doing that?
Yeah, I do a few things more than 5 minutes.
Do you?
Don't speak at me like that.
Do you? Do you? 4 to 5 minutes? So you're in a
5 is kind of long.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord. He just said 5 is kind of long. Let's go to the videos, please, before this boy gets himself in more trouble. Let's go to the videos.
Every time you got some smoke, you go right to the source and have a respectful conversation about it. I want to know why that's not talked about more, about how you not ducking no smoke, you going straight to it. I don't see that a lot. It seems like everybody talk around each other and you go straight to it, but it gets swept under the rug. Trying to see what you think about that, man. What you think?
I really, really appreciate that, brother, for sending that video in, because I'm really thankful, I'm grateful that he said that about me, because there's so many people in this business that just do their thing and then they go home. It's like they ain't coming on to talk to the people that get at them or anything like that, or address directly accusations that have been made against them in uncomfortable environments, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to sit on your own platform and speak up, but you know me, I'm like, you know, you got something to say where you want to meet up. We can talk about it, we can talk about it in front of the public, we can talk about it privately. It don't make no difference to me. Are you willing to give your uncle at least that much credit?
Yeah, I give you some credit. You show up, speak your mind and stuff like that. But it's gonna happen even more now because I'm here.
What does that mean?
What you mean? This is gonna be more direct. And sometimes I'm gonna answer for you from my 7 burners.
from your 7 burners. See, you can't be doing that.
Now I'm gonna respond from mine too, though.
Yeah, you can't be doing that, man.
Only when I'm gonna cross the line. You know, one guy was disrespecting me, and I checked his page, and he was a Dollar Tree cashier. Now, I'm not trying to knock that, I'm not trying to knock that.
He's making an honest living.
Hey, what I'm doing?
Well, excuse me?
What I'm doing?
According to you, nothing. You living off me. That's what you've been telling.
And that's why I'm better than him. Next video.
Next video.
Hey, Stephen A., it's your boy Ori B from Hoop Social. I obviously know you don't remember, but I remember big time that I used to call in on your radio show all the time, and you would call me Corey from Maine. Anyways, I'm wasting time. Stephen A., I have a legacy question for you. Now that we're legitimately almost 25 years away from it, is Allen Iverson's Game 1 against the 2001 Lakers the most impactful, legacy-boosting single game in NBA history?
I don't know about that. That's a good question. I'm not going to dismiss the question, bro. That was a big-time, impactful game because I remember when I talked about it in the city of Philadelphia because I was writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer and they wanted me fired and banned because I sat up there and said on June 15th, the Los Angeles Lakers would win that series in 5 games. They were like, what? And they said, yo, you're not giving them a chance? I said, no chance. They was like, why? I said, Shaq, and more Shaq. And oh, by the way, Kobe, because Kobe was coming up and Shaq was already in his prime. And then they said, are you saying the 76ers are going to get swept? I said, no, AI will get you one. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, he showed up, that game dropped 48. That was the first night I ever met Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington came and wrapped his arm around my shoulder and said, so what's going to happen? What's going to do? Because he was nervous about the 76ers because of Allen Iverson. I said, oh, they're going to get you. They're going to get you one time. But then after that, you're going to smoke them. They have no answer for Shaq. But was it the most impactful? Here's an interesting point. Kobe Bryant. I think it was either Game 4 or Game 5 in Indiana when Shaq had fouled out and Kobe had to save the day in the NBA Finals. I kind of think that eclipses AI's performance personally, but I could be wrong. What about you?
Well, I don't mean to be picking the other side here. But one of the best playoff moments I know is when against Detroit, LeBron scoring 25 straight. We didn't think he was gonna beat Detroit.
That's true. 25 straight and 29 and a quarter.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Legacy defining?
Yeah, because if the big 3 Celtics don't put that team together, LeBron done figured out how to get to the finals. Yeah, he lost to the Spurs, but I think, with a couple more roster moves.
That's not a bad take.
Yeah.
That's not a bad take. Hey. Out of here. Next video, what's up?
All right, Stephen A., I got a good one for you. So, if you could create a starting 5 of species of birds, what would you pick and why?
Of species and birds?
A species of birds. You want me to do it?
A species of birds?
Yeah.
Okay. Do eagles count?
Yeah, that's one. Cardinals.
Cardinals, 2.
Blue Jays. I'm using teams.
A species of birds.
Pigeons. That's 4.
Penguin. I love the show Penguin. I mean that show. What is it on now? Is it on HBO? Is it HBO? Oh, I love that show. With Colin Farrell? Oh, I love it. I love that show.
So
love it.
That's pigeons, Blue Jays, Cardinals,
Eagles,
and the group of birds I'm meeting up with tonight.
Next video.
Stephen A. Smith, what's good? It's your boy, Two-Tone the Superstar. Please say the superstar. I have to ask you, how come we are giving a pass to Saul Canelo Alvarez for ducking David the Mexican Monster Benavidez and giving a pass to Terrence Bud Crawford for not fighting Durant Boots Ennis? And I say that respectfully because nobody asked for Canelo versus Terrence Bud Crawford because that's musty energy.
Musty energy.
Bro, who's giving Canelo a pass? I've been complaining about him not fighting the Mexican Monster, David Benavidez, forever. And by the way, you bring up Crawford versus Boots Ennis. I wanted Crawford versus Charlo for the junior middleweight title. That's what I wanted. So, I mean, ain't nobody giving them a pass, but it's boxing. And you know cats are making money, making fights based on the money. And anything that's going to jeopardize the money, because the promoters control the sport, you end up having to deal with that. I didn't want Canelo versus the smaller Charlo. I thought that cat, who was best friends with Errol Spence, after Crawford beat up on Spence, I thought that would have been the perfect fight. So the fact that that didn't happen bothers me. And even though I know Crawford is waiting for Canelo, and sure, he wants that fight. He personally told me he think he could take Canelo because I'll box him, etc. My whole point is I don't like the fact that these guys aren't as active as they need to be. I need to see them in the ring. That's where I'm at with it. What about you?
Yeah. Nah, I think I'm cool with the Canelo versus Crawford.
I'm cool with it, but you know David Benavidez deserves that fight more. The Mexican monster, he got to move up to light heavyweight just to get a fight because Canelo and them ain't there for it. I mean, that's a problem.
So what you got Crawford losing? Because he's
No, I think that Crawford, listen, I think that Crawford would outbox Canelo for 12 rounds unless Canelo caught him and knocked him out. I think Canelo's only chance of beating Crawford
is knocking him out.
Is knocking him out. I don't think that, Crawford is too marvelous of a boxer. So I would not choose him to lose in a boxing match to Canelo other than Canelo catching him.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with that.
That's how I feel. So you learning. Next video, what you got?
So, Stephen A., I've been having this debate with myself. As great as Kevin Durant is, absolute future first ballot Hall of Famer, two-time champion, but with his movement from team to team over the past few years, and what looks like he'll be on another team next season, is Kevin Durant the greatest journeyman of all time?
We can't call Kevin Durant a journeyman when he's a two-time champion and a two-time NBA Finals MVP. And by the way, as great as the Splash Brothers were, as great as Golden State was, he was still the best player on that team. But he does get indicted because the only time he has won is when he was on Golden State, which means that this is what the bottom line, Josh. Kevin Durant forces you to look into and wonder about what the hell is he doing with his life off the basketball court. Because you find yourself looking at him and saying, situations from a leadership perspective have to be pretty good, if not close to perfect around you in order for you to win. You're so great. Even when you departed from Steph Curry, you played with Kyrie Irving. Even before you went with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you was in Oklahoma City with Russell Westbrook. Why is it that a situation needs to be perfect in order for you to win? Why aren't you able to milk and soak out of the talent around you in other places than Golden State, the way somebody like a LeBron and others have done? To that you say what?
Well, to that I say, once again, we owe Kevin Durant an apology because
Who's
we keep...
Who's we?
I'm a new part of the media, so I shouldn't even be saying we. But since it's our money, I'm just gonna.
You ain't no damn media. You just giving an opinion. You ain't no media. Stop that. Stop that. So go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, y'all keep saying like, why y'all even looking for leadership out of Kevin Durant? What is the coach doing? Why do you make the salary that you make? I'm Kevin Durant, leader. I lead the team in scoring. That's leading. I lead them in rebounding. Maybe I'm second, third in assists. How much more I'm supposed to do? Why is my occupation, why is it added that I have to lead players that aren't that good? That's what the coach is supposed to do.
Well, the coach is supposed to do it, but clearly Frank Vogel wasn't capable of doing it. Mike Budenholzer clearly isn't capable of doing it. Steve Nash wasn't capable of doing it. And you let Steve Nash be the head coach when Kenny Atkinson was there, and you and Kyrie wanted him gone. He's gone. He's an assistant in Golden State. Now he's a head coach in Cleveland. They got the second best record in basketball with this man coaching them. You had a coach. And so the point is that because you're that superstar, you could kind of get things the way that you want things. And the kind of chaos that has been around you, you don't have to tolerate that. If you know me, this is what I do. So whether it's here, whether it's First Take on ESPN or anywhere else, there's but so much stuff that I'm going to tolerate because I'm trying to win. And anything that I think gets in the way of winning is going to get removed. I ain't trying to make friends. I'm trying to win. That's my mentality. I believe that's what it takes to win. And some of the great, great players that we've seen in NBA and in sports history have had that mentality.
And that's why I'm on the show. You want to win. Come on. Come on.
Last video, please.
Wow.
Question I have for you, Mr. Stephen A. Smith, is does your current significant other have the right to know your ex? And if so, why? And are they entitled to that information?
What?
He said, "Is your current relationship, is the girl supposed to know about your ex? Is she supposed to know your ex?" It's a funny question.
You know what? What was he asking? Is in your current relationship, is your girl supposed to know about your ex?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, these women out here don't be telling us about their exes. I mean, listen, as long as you ain't messing with them now, what's the problem? I mean, listen, I will say this. If you got a woman and you suspect that your woman is interested in somebody other than you, then you got to be man enough to move on. You know, you can't expect to be happy accepting a role as a consolation prize. Now, all of us play the fool sometimes, as the old saying goes. There's no exception to the rules. But if you are aware that you are a consolation prize and you accept that, clearly you are lacking confidence as a man. Is that possible for you, Josh?
Yeah, but I don't want to chime too much on this because you're speaking about half my lineup.
What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean half your lineup? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the girls that you told me not to talk like that on the camera. Can we go to the next video? No, the next video. No more videos? There's no more. You keeping that?
Tweets next, right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show with this dude. Back with morning, man. All right, everybody, listen up. With all the big-time sports action that's happening each and every day, the Stephen A. Smith Show wants to make sure you are taking advantage of it all. That's why we've partnered with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. To make a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few player stats. Choose from any of your favorite players, Luka Doncic, Jimmy Butler, and Zach LaVine, all in the same entry. Then sit back and watch. The list is absolutely endless. You can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best of all, Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50. Just use promo code SAS and download Prize Picks right now. Again, download the app and use code SAS to get $50 instantly after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show
Providing some swag.
with this dude. Providing swag? Is that what you just said?
Providing swag to the segment. Yes, I am. Come on, let's go.
See how he got his own thing, nephewtism, Josh Smith, you know? See that?
Read that with some enthusiasm.
I just said I was going to do it. I was going to do it for him. I'm going to dedicate the show to him. So we're going to the tweets next now. We did the videos. We're going to do the calls later. I'm scared of the calls, by the way, because we don't know what the hell is going to come out of his mouth. But now we're going to do the tweets. So let's go right to him so I can hurry up and get you out of here. Go ahead, man, since it's yours. You want to read them?
Do you think Dems should support abolishing the 22nd in order to run Obama against Trump in 2028?
No. I don't think that the Constitution should be altered. I don't think that Trump should even have a chance. I don't think the Democrats are in a position to be arrogant enough to think they would beat him if he did pursue a third term, even though he would be around 82 years old at the time. I don't believe it at all. I don't think that's a chance you take. I don't think you mess with that stuff. The Constitution is the Constitution. The 22nd Amendment says no president shall serve more than 2 terms. We should not be allowed to circumvent that. Once you open that Pandora's box, who knows what they could do with the Constitution next? I don't like it. Okay?
And I feel like if that were the case, why would we need Barack when we running?
I can go with that.
Yeah.
Prove that message. I like that. Let's go. We running though? We running? Okay.
why not?
Man, you get me. I'll lose by a landslide with you as a running mate. Go ahead and read the next one, man.
Would you take a capybara as a pet over a dog? Now, why would we do that?
Yeah,
Why would we do that? That's what I'm saying with some of these tweets. Let's go to the next one. It's a big rat.
That looks like a big rat to you?
Yeah.
I won't go that far.
Current day Jordan and you versus LeBron and Shannon Sharp, who wins in a game of 21?
In a game of 21. How current day? Jordan's in his 60s. I'm 57. I know Shannon got bad hips, even though he's a mammoth of a man and probably tackle me all day long. But LeBron could beat all three of us by himself. That's not a smart question.
So when you say Jordan's in his 60s, you need to steal my line and say we. Although you like 58, you right there. And second of all, so you basically saying LeBron is the GOAT. He could beat all three all at the same time.
Now
He's 50.
LeBron is 40.
About 50.
LeBron is 20 plus years younger
Another excuse
than Jordan. Listen, I'm not going to get into all of this because it'll be accused of hating. Me telling facts would be accused of hating. Jordan is the greatest ever. There's nothing to talk about. Next tweet, what you got? Read it. And slow down so people can talk. And by the way, people want their shine. The Lakers Forum. Go ahead.
I'll be telling you, I hate when you do that, but I'll do it. The Lakers at the Lakers Forum.
Yeah,
Who you got in a street fight? Teletubbies or the Wonder Pets?
That's for you to answer. Right
I'm not,
since you're so damn knowledgeable and I'm so outdated because I was born before 1980, you the one that can answer this ahead of me. What you got?
I'm gonna take the Teletubbies. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Teletubbies. I don't
Why?
like that.
Why?
I don't know. You want me to act like I watch the Teletubbies or the other show at all? I don't know what neither one of these things are. So the Lakers Forum, don't send any more tweets. Can we say that? Yeah, don't send any more.
No.
Don't say it.
All right.
Next tweet.
Let's go to the next one.
That's a lot to read. I don't feel good.
At Just Jeff 560. That's a lot to read. Sounded like you don't want to read. Ooh. How is Cade not more in the MVP discussion? I know it's no 70-win season that OKC could have if they went out. Is a player that turns 14 wins a year prior to over 40 wins, is that not more valuable than a player that has his team number one last year to having them number one again this year? You can look at it that way. That's a decent argument. It's not a profound argument because they got a different coach, different system, and obviously things have changed a lot. Cade can ball, no question about it. Mad respect for him, but he ain't SGA. Let's not get that twisted. He's not SGA, and he's not Jokic. So let's cut that out. Let's cut that out. I know you ain't gonna disagree with that.
Yeah, Jokic fresh off a 60, 10, and 10 game, and you want to talk about. I like Cade too, but he also answered his own question in the middle of the tweet. I know it's no 70-win season, and that OKC can have if they went out. That's it. There's your MVP. Next tweet.
Next tweet, please.
You like how I handled that. Stephen A., would you rather swim across a 50-yard lake infested with alligators and other swamp creatures or be locked in a zoo exhibit with 4 gorillas for 2 hours?
Jesus.
But you can't swim. So.
Well, not just that. Even if I could swim, you couldn't convince me that I'd make it. See, with the gorillas, my answer to this would be I'd rather be locked in a zoo exhibit with 4 gorillas for 2 hours because I'd rather get beat to death than eaten to death. It's very, very simple. Beat me to death rather than eat me to death. Now, that's my answer to that damn question. I mean, it ain't nothing for there. There's no way in hell I'm doing it.
Yeah, and y'all know I'm not answering this question because he just went crazy. Next tweet.
Why you not answering the question?
Next tweet.
Why you not answering? Did I miss something?
Yeah, you missed something. You're going to catch it in the... Oh, that's it? That's it?
Oh, my Lord. What is he talking about? What did I miss?
Nothing. You ain't missed something.
But I'd rather get beaten to death than eaten to death.
He said it again.
You know what I'm saying? What am I missing? What am I missing? I don't understand it. Your calls to close out the show up next right here with your boy Stephen A. and the crazy nephew in a minute. Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show, this special edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, which really is the Stephen A. Smith Show because it's an episode dedicated to nephewtism, as they say, with Josh himself. We already did your videos. We already did your tweets. Now we're going to get to your phone calls. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Behave yourself, please.
Yeah.
Please.
I'll try.
Okay. Let's go to Anthony in Illinois. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Anthony?
What's up, Stephen A.? Hey, my question to you, brother, is can we make your nephew a regular on your show?
Why?
Your nephew is must-see TV to he must see to me, Stephen A.
Why?
The man is quite entertaining. He's swagged out. He's smooth as hell sitting on your podcast with you. You should change the name to the Smith Show.
I ain't even gonna say nothing in this segment.
Are you seeing him? Are you seeing how he's acting?
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Anthony, you know that you seeing him? He's swagged out. What do you mean he's swagged out? Anybody can take a bunch of jeans and take a scissors and punch a bunch of holes in them.
Anthony,
you understand what I'm saying? What is that, Anthony?
Anthony in Chicago, you got a PhD? Something like that?
No,
you sound extra smart. And Stephen A. has a PhD that they gave him at his school for being famous. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But you sound extra smart.
So me graduating with honors, being one of the most successful graduates from the institution in the institution's history. That has nothing to do with me receiving an honorary doctorate. It's only because I'm famous.
Honorary doctorates?
That's right.
Honorary means we giving it to you.
Again.
You got a bachelor's degree, I give you that.
Because I've earned it.
You earned a bachelor's degree.
Hey, Stephen A., he got to be on your show, man. He got to be.
Is he not on there? You got to give him, you got to take him in. Listen, he could always have his own show. He don't have to be sitting next to me. You understand? Say, it don't bother me, but we both know he don't want that, no matter how much his sorry ass will say otherwise.
I do. I just got to use, I'm going to use his credit card and start my own show. Y'all don't worry about it. It's coming this week.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man.
Goodbye,
we need
Anthony. You're a troublemaker, Anthony.
We need him more.
You're a troublemaker, Anthony.
We
appreciate
rich.
the love, bro. Be ready. Stop it. All right? Let's go to Tyler. You're live with Stephen A. Tyler in Omaha. Talk to me.
Stephen A., how's it going, man?
Yeah,
hey.
I'm near the nephew. How you think it's going for me, man? How you think it's going for me?
It's a good day when you move with family, man. You know how it is.
Go ahead, bro.
So, recently I was in a relationship. I don't know if it's the Omaha women down here or something like that. Everything was going well, right? Mm-hmm. We were paying back and forth on dates. The camaraderie, the banter was there. And all of a sudden, she just hits me with a text that's basically like, hey, this isn't going to work. And this came out of left field. We had just gotten off going on a date pretty much right after that text came out. So, Stephen A., how do you – it's not even how do you bounce back from that.
Okay.
How do you make sure that kind of shit doesn't happen?
Okay, let's go to a couple of things. A couple of points. You said y'all were going out on dates and was back and forth paying for the dates? Is that what you said?
I paid for the majority of them.
The majority of them, but she actually paid for some dates?
One of them, and that's it. And that's basically because I had gotten up and she had paid for it.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 25.
Okay. Secondly, I got to ask you a personal question.
What you got?
Did y'all connect with each other intimately?
Not on that level, no.
No.
Okay. Well, if you didn't, well then, she wasn't feeling you, bro. Right?
I mean, we didn't go all the way. It's just like we did a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know what you mean.
What
do you mean a little bit?
I
don't know what you mean.
I'm not a kiss and tell kind of person.
Okay. All right. Well, let me say this to you. You know, she wasn't feeling you. I mean,
right.
You might have got close enough, and it wasn't enticing enough for it to continue.
How many dates did you pay for?
Just about all of. I can't remember how many days. It's been a while.
You can't even remember.
Was it more than can you count on your hands?
It's past like double digits. I think we went on like 10 or 11 dates. It was like once a week for like a 3-month period.
11. Listen, I got if you following me, which it sounds like you need to. Listen, I got a budget. I don't spend more than $200 unless I crack that third C note. I'm cracking something else. You pick your head up. Yeah, I'm here.
Watch your mouth.
All right.
And stop lying to the public because you know that's not true. Stop
what, 11 dates with no?
Don't give me a C note and all this. Just be quiet. Be quiet before you incriminate yourself even more. It's not smart, okay? And you're playing around too much. Stop it.
300?
Next call. Let's go here. Let's go to Johnny in California. You live with Stephen A. and this dude. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, Stephen A. Just want to say before I start, I'm a huge fan. I've been watching you since I was like 14 years old, and I first started getting into American sports. I'm Mexican, so really I just follow like soccer, but I started watching you, and you got me into basketball and football more, so I just want to start off with that. My question, just want to give you a little bit of context. My girlfriend and I, just a couple of days ago, We've been together for 2.5 years officially.
Okay.
And basically, the last few months haven't been so well. Haven't been going so good. Me and her both lost our jobs. And we also lost the apartment where we were living at. So I had to come back to live with my mom. And it's hard not having a job, seeing my mom work every day. And there's not really much I can do. But besides that, I'm trying to keep my relationship happy. And I'm sure the circumstances have something to do with, I can noticeably tell my girlfriend isn't in like the best mood. Not towards me, but I guess towards like the world. And I'm kind of just like, I wish I could be that pillar for her to be like, I know we're both in a rough spot, but I'm here for you, and I want to try to do everything that we can to get out of this mess.
Okay.
And I've heard you tell your story multiple times, so I know you're not, you're used to being in those type of difficult situations. So I wanted to see if you could give me some advice.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, I'm very, very, very sorry for your situation. You're going to be a little bit quiet on this one. You understand what I'm saying? Because it ain't like you going to give him some sound advice, so just sit back, okay? Here's the deal, Johnny. And I want you to understand that I'm not saying this out of selfishness. I know what it's like to be unemployed. I know what it's like to wonder whether or not you can pay your bills. I know what it's like to, be at home with moms and having to depend on that because you can't fend for yourself. I've been there. Having said that, here's the point that you need to understand. Johnny, can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Here's the stuff that you got to understand. Don't prioritize saving your relationship. Prioritize getting yourself back on your feet, because the relationship is partially in trouble because of your circumstances. Certainly she's miserable because she lost her job and her ability to take care of herself is compromised. But if you were still employed and you were in a position to help handle your business and ultimately help her handle her business, it wouldn't be as trying.
That's true.
The fact that you are in the same situation as her means you can't do anything for her. And if you can't do anything for her, why would she be happy? It's already unhappy for her to look at her own inability to really take care of herself at this particular moment in time. How you think she's feeling if she's turning around and she's looking at her man and he can't do anything for her either? So what you have to understand is that, and it's not right or wrong. It's nothing like that. But what you have to understand is that when you are a man, your priority is to provide and protect. And when you are unemployed, you can't usually do either. So when that is your reality, that is a license. It's not to say you don't call her. It's not to say you don't remind her you love her. It's not to say that you don't show affection whenever you can. But when you, in your circumstances, are bad, you have to prioritize doing what you need to do to make sure you take care of you so you can position yourself to take care of her. And you tell her that. You like, listen, I love you. I want to be with you. I miss you the whole nine. But yo, I got to take care of me so I can take care of you. So understand that's what I'm going to be focused on. And you tell her that. That's what you do.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an opportunity, Josh, to add. You ain't going to add nothing? Thank God.
You can be as silly as you want, bro. I love that he added you to this conversation.
Thank God you have nothing to add. I'm serious, bro. Johnny, you can't take care of it. You cannot take care of anyone if you cannot take care of yourself.
It's funny that you say that because I was just thinking, like, I have my own stuff going on. Luckily, before I lost my job, I took up a property and casualty license course. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying to you is,
of,
I don't need a soliloquy. I don't need a dissertation. All I'm telling you is, you have to be able to offset her struggles. That don't mean you got to go and pay her mortgage and pay her car and all this stuff, but you got to be able to do something for your woman. Otherwise, your woman one day is going to look your way and be like, why am I with him? He can't do anything for me. That's what happens.
I get you.
Okay?
I wasn't trying to like do soliloquy. I was trying to add to what you said, that you kind of just pushed me to doing something I was just scared of doing.
Go ahead and do it.
I was just saying that I have You know, I've thought about telling her we got to distance ourselves so I can do what I got to do. But I guess the fear of losing the relationship is what scared me. But I appreciate your kind words.
You're gonna lose her anyway if you don't take care of you. You got to take listen. When you are healthy and you have the capability to do for self, that's entirely different. If you were disabled and couldn't do anything from you and you got a woman in your life that's dedicated, now she ain't gonna hold it against you. Your limitations are your limitations. But when you healthy and vibrant, but you are devoid of opportunities and stuff like that, women expect you to go out there and get those. I've been trying to tell this boy for years that reality. Listen, for every brother who won't, there's a neighbor who will. Always remember that. Never underestimate that when it comes to a woman. That's just a fact. Not with every one of them, but with a lot of them. That's the reality of the situation. And as a man, you should be thinking like that because it should inspire you to want to get yours just so you can have something to give. Period. You need to listen to that. Don't argue. Last call, Keisha in New Jersey. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Keisha? How are you?
Hey, Stephen, how are you?
How are you? How's everything?
I'm good. So I really have a question for Josh, okay? Is it okay if I ask him this?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. It depends on what it is, Keisha, but go ahead.
It shouldn't be too bad. Hey, Josh, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Okay. So just for context, I'm 39. I've been divorced for 6 years, but I am trying to get back into the dating scene, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to reconnect with somebody from my past, but how should I know, like, he's the one out of all the others, you know, right now?
Hold on. Before Josh answers, let me get this straight. Keisha?
Yes?
You are a grown-ass woman. You are 39 years of age. You are divorced, okay? You are an adult. You are divorced, which obviously means you've been married. And you call up to this show because you want Josh's advice about how to get back in the game, per se?
Well, see, you know, sometimes I want to disagree with Josh, but he does make sense, like in the weirdest way of thinking. And I just want a dude's experience or just advice because I don't know.
God bless you and good luck. Josh, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
So real quick, I'm gonna make it fast.
Take your time. I want to hear this. Don't rush.
All right.
I want to hear this.
So
I want to hear this.
So the next guy you meet, right? I know how y'all like to like hold out and stuff like that.
Oh my God. Please
do it on the first night. And I'm gonna tell you why you do it on the first night.
Do not listen to that.
No. Let me tell you why you do it on the first night. Look, you don't want him to spend the next few months trying to convince you to do that. So you might as well get it out the way on night one.
Time out. There's a huge difference between the first night and months down the road. Why got to be the first night? How come it can't be a few weeks, couple weeks, something like that? You didn't have to say the first night.
Because if she finds out that he's a waste of time, I don't want her to waste weeks. Find it out on night one. Give it up.
Excuse me. You have a daughter. I do too. No, that is not advice that you give any lady. You don't sit up there and give literal advice. Oh, the first night that you value your body, you value your soul, you value what you bring to the table. You value that.
So you don't value the only thing that you can't get back, and that's time?
Well, it's better. That's a good question. Of course you value that.
Right.
But the flip side to it is that who's to say that that's everything? It matters, but the point that I'm making to you is that it also matters what you're giving up. Because let me tell you something, Keisha, okay? And you'll know as a woman that I'm telling you the truth when I say this. It doesn't matter how much you enjoy yourself with a man. You always walk away thinking about what you gave. Because your body, your heart, your mind, etc. That means a lot. If you walk away thinking about what you gave, you got to be cautious about what you give. Now, again, I'm not telling you to wait forever. You do it at the pace that you want to do it, that you feel comfortable doing it. If that's 1 night, 1 month, 6 months, or whatever, fine. But the point that I'm making to you is you do what makes you comfortable. You don't listen to this man to say, oh, I got to give it up on the first night, so why waste my time? That is horrible advice to give to any young lady out there. Horrible.
She called into nephewtism, not uncletism, and now I can't even get a word out. So you know what you do?
No, I ain't gonna say that. Go ahead.
It's too late. You just DM me, and then
I did, but wait, I already DM'd you, and you didn't respond. I think you thought I was trying to ask you for money, so you left me on red.
No, I kind of think, knowing him, he probably thought you was trying to ask for something else. This dude is unbelievable. How did you possibly give that kind of advice?
This is you right here, Keisha?
Yeah.
Keisha in Jersey?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to end the show early because we in Jersey.
No. Sit your ass down right now. Sit down.
Why?
Sit down.
The show's over.
It's not over.
Just hold on, Keisha.
I'll be waiting, though.
Excuse me?
I'll be waiting for his response.
No, Keisha, he was talking about getting up to see you. No, boy.
She said 39. I'm just...
Any other questions, Keisha? I can't believe this.
I think I'm gonna just wait for him to hit me back and see where this goes.
You wait for who to hit you back?
Mr. Josh.
Okay, hit you back for what? Because you want his advice on a guy that you're interested in from your past?
I mean, he doesn't look too bad. I mean. Hold
on, you're talking about Josh?
Yeah.
Hell to the no. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. So in other words, Keisha, you weren't being totally forthcoming and honest when you called into this show. You said, hold on. You said you are divorced and that you want to date and that you have somebody from your past that you were interested in seeing. And in less than 100 seconds, you looked at my nephew and was like, hey.
She's seen success.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean,
50 million.
He doesn't look bad.
And
all of a sudden, the dude from your past is not the subject matter, it's Josh. So you do understand that, right, Keisha?
Choose up.
Yeah.
Choose up. There's nothing wrong with choosing up.
So in other words, Keisha, you really called in here because you're interested in my nephew.
Kobe, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
She wanted many. She probably wanted a few that got through. You want to call another? Plus another caller?
Keisha, you have a wonderful evening. You take care.
Lady Keisha, I'm gonna hit you again. Yeah.
Heard.
That's it for this special edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show. Lord help us all. Till next time.
Lord help Keisha.
Watch your mouth.
Lady girl.